I could always have a drink. That wasn't ever my issue. But this particular time I went too far. Um, got drunk to the point I didn't know where I was. Um, and then, yeah, it fell apart once I got home, where I don't remember any of it. But I got aggressive towards my family, and smashed my house up. And then the following day I got arrested.
They've normally just come to a crossroads where they have the choice of working on their behaviours or going down the wrong way and further consequences, and it ending in a very different negative way.
When I got offered the course or to go to court, obviously that was the easier option, and the safer option was to do that. I didn't think I would get as much as I did get out of it.
The main focus is for them to look at their behaviours. They need to be able to explain to me where they feel their behaviour is unhealthy and where they feel their behaviour is healthy.
I mean, there was a lot of things that went on in my life that I've never dealt with, and this is like my wife said to me before, I haven't dealt with anything in my life. And so when I took drugs or drank, that pain used to come up, I suppose. Yeah.
So it's an early intervention. It's normally, I would say, it's a shock to the system for the participant. And it's something that they just think, blimey, I've got to this point, I'm scared, I'm worried, and I can go one way or the other. And some initially, when they come, they don't want to be there, they don't want to learn. And then by session 2, they're flying. And it's just like, it's just incredible.
I always knew that there was demons still there, even though I keep saying that I was 4 years clean and everything's great. There was still those moments. As me being a plumber, driving around in a van 24/7 after time, it's, there's a lot of time on your own where you do think of how I treated people and, what have I done? I had a lot of money at the time, and instead of buying a house or taking my family on nice holidays, I decided to take drugs instead. So there are a lot of times where I felt like I do need to deal with this.
I listen, I guide, I help as much as I can, but they make the change.
I haven't heard about the course until I got arrested. And I did initially think I was going to be in a room full of other people, which I didn't feel comfortable with. But then as soon as I went and started the course, it was one-to-one with a really nice person, and it turned into something that I actually, strangely enough, really enjoyed. Things I wanted to deal with in the past were many things, all from the age of 6, looking after my mum, growing up with an alcoholic father, seeing violence with that alcoholic father, and going through addiction, losing my mother. There was a lot of things that were buried that I haven't dealt with.
And then finally, it's like the floodgates open, everything comes out, they explain to me what's happened, why it's happened, and then we work together for solutions. That's all we're looking for. And the changes I've seen in people, as soon as they have accepted what they've done, it's like a weight has been lifted off their shoulders, and then they're just free to carry on with the intervention, and it's amazing.
She was a really good person to talk to. Felt very comfortable being in the same room and having a really nice conversation with her. It wasn't just about what had happened, it was about how I was feeling. When I used to come into the course, she'd ask how that week has been. I think she would know if I was telling the truth or not. She knew if I was a bit up or down. It just felt, she made me feel very, very comfortable to tell her anything I wanted to tell her. Someone who could, it's like going to talk to my mum, she wouldn't judge.
So this approach is really different to the stuff that we've done before. Traditionally, we'd either look to charge somebody and send them to court, or we may have given them a simple caution with no conditions involved if they had admitted to an offence. This intervention gives us another option. It gives us the opportunity to offer an individual a caution, so we enter them into the criminal justice system, but actually they, in return for us not going to court, they have to take part in a CURBB programme which we called restorative practice. The feedback from the programme demonstrates that perpetrators understand, once they've been through the intervention, it is their behaviour that's triggering and causing abuse within a relationship, and once you recognise this, it's the first step to changing that behaviour.
I actually enjoyed it, where I was actually quite gutted it had ended, to be honest with you.
I've I've had people who have come in, they are so anxious, and I mean anxious beyond anxious. They're shaking, they're sweating, they're so terrified. By the end of the intervention, their relationship is back together, or they're working on their relationship. The relationship with their family is back on track. You know, they're working hard. The relationship with their children is back on track. And they can't believe it. They're in shock. They thought that was it. They thought after being arrested, that was the end of their life. There was no future, there was no hope, there was no light at the end of the tunnel.
What I've learnt on the programme is how to deal with situations. It's taught me to, just get on with your life and have a good life instead of being down in the dumps all the time.
And then I've seen in a short space of time, and I'm talking 6 sessions, someone coming in who is so, sad and broken, to somebody going out there thanking me, but literally got the world at their feet. It blows me away every time.